Hey guys, we've gotten a bunch of requests for the plans for this, so we actually teamed up with Craig on this project, and huge shout out to them, and thank you for sponsoring us. The plans for this will be available on their site, buildsomething.com, so make sure you check that out after you watch the video. Alright, so Amish Brandon is really good with computers, and this is his first Fusion 360 project that we've done. So what we're going to do for the first step is we're actually going to rip the plywood sides, which is just 3/4 inch plywood, front, side, side, and then we're going to pocket hole that together, as you can see right there. We're all set up here. We got Festool vac plugged in so the dust collection kicks on automatically. This clamps down and drill your holes. The old style one where you gotta adjust this. So it still works good, but you've got to take your time and get that torque setting right, whereas this does it automatically. A more official way to do this, but basically just draw a line that we think is going to work based on holding it up there at the right angle, and then you'll measure it with your speed square. So this one, set your pivot point there, and this looks like it's 29 degrees. We'll cut that on the miter saw at 29 degrees and hold it up there and see if that looks right. That's our 29 degrees. Just going to put that into this corner and then see down here if this lines up. That's really close, so I'm gonna leave it because our gap will be pretty much none when you split that difference between these two sides. So we'll cut this at 29 as well, mark that, and see if it fits. quick. So we use HVLP gun in association with a turbine, so you don't need an air compressor for this. Bin primer is really thin, so you can spray it without thinning it. At least we do, and we use a 1.3 tip. And we're going to switch to paint. I haven't used this paint before, but it's supposed to be really good. That's going to need to be thinned, and we're going to spray that with a 1.8 tip. So a wider tip for a little bit thicker material, help you get the paint out of the gun. So we're going to mix some of that up and spray it out. Keep the coats real thin today and see if we can get it to dry faster, but we've got to adjust it. I always test out on something where you can see the contrast, because if I'm just going to paint over the white, I may not really notice how much I'm putting down. Lids, I actually just finished sanding them, and I actually took them over to the CNC. I have a similar unit to this at my house, and last time we had a party, somebody threw their pizza crust in the recycling bin, which is unacceptable, as we know. So took them over to Shapeoko and just carved some quick logos on them. I'm gonna get them stained up, and for that we're gonna use this is one of my favorite colors, Varthane Dark Walnut. We'll get started. Think that installing these European hinges is difficult, but it's actually way easier than a traditional hinge. The trick is that you just have to be able to drill out your cup here. So if you get the Kreg jig that's made for this, the Euro hinge drill, you can just set your edge distance away, so 2 inches away from the edge, and then we'll lock it in place with a clamp. I'm just going to use a piece of paper towel here to protect the surface underneath. And then we'll drill that out. Fail. For your hinge cup, actually take a 1/16 inch drill bit here and slide it down through here. And just start a little hole through these guides, and that will be for your screws right here and here, and that should be perfectly spaced. So I made a mistake. Happens. I did them 2 inches off the edge, but that's not far enough to give me enough overlap on the side of the cabinet. I'm just going to move this one in. We'll adjust it for the second door as well. Hinges come with different mounting options, and you can actually, I'll just set this down so I can show you how this works. You can actually unclip the plates. Unclip the plates. Now there's different ones. These are called faceplate mounts, I believe. Face frame mounts. I call them wing plates, something like that. And the idea is that that is going to sit right there against there, so you know exactly where to put it. Now we've lined this up. This is designed to have a 3/4 inch overhang all the way around. So we've lined that up there. And I'm just going to reach inside here and mark where the left one goes. And then we'll screw that one in, we'll hinge it open, and we'll mark the right one and get that one done. So we got this to fix the soft close problem. The initial issue was that the soft close hinges aren't quite strong enough. But when you add that guy in there, that guy's really strong, so you can just basically drop the lid. That's good. And that's Blue Motion for doors.